make the Bookmark Creative Cloud library. As you do bigger projects, there's more preparation, and because we're dealing with type and we're also dealing with imagery, or graphics, we need to spend a little bit more time with this library. The first thing you're going to do is obviously make your library. So you're going to make a bookmark library. We're going to call it Final Files, Working Files, Assets. The assets are going to be where we're going to put everything I'm going to talk about today, and then eventually you'll have your Illustrator, Photoshop files in here, and then have your Ping files up here. All right, so we are going to talk about part one. Part one is going to be 15 images. These images can be of the book cover that you are doing, but it can also be any other book cover that you find interesting. I want all of those ideas to inspire your design so that you can come up with something original. Part two is going to be your fonts, which we're going to talk about in a second. And part three is going to be to collect 5 color swatches to use for your project. This is exactly what we did for the mandala project. So you know how to do it, hopefully, but if not, there's a video and then the website to go get the colors. Let's go back to talking about typefaces. We need 2 different typefaces. We're going to do a heading typeface and we're going to do a subheading typeface. The heading typeface is going to be what you're going to use for the title of the book on the bookmark, and the subheading is going to be what you're going to use for the author's name. Those are the 2 bits of information that we need to place text-wise onto the bookmark, so those are the 2 that we're going to focus on. I want to take us to the website so you can see how this website works. You have a home page. This home page, once you log in, is going to show you all the trending style fonts that are out there right now. You can also go to browse all and stylize your fonts the way that you want. Please know that typefaces have a personality. They have a feeling that you are emulating and giving off in your design. We are dealing with children's books, which makes it very specific that these need to be fun, cheerful books, unless the child has picked something that might be a little mysterious or give off a darker vibe. But really think about the title, think about the story that the child has chosen so that you can pick the font that best fits with that book. So once you have found a font that you like, let's say we're going to the home page, you're going to go ahead and want to open that font up. This font has a family. It has a bunch of relatives. They're fonts that look similar but are a little bit different in style, and you've got to figure out if you want to experiment with all of them or just one of them. So if I used this one, I kind of like this regular one for my title of my book, but maybe this one's actually better. It's a little bit more bolder, it's thicker, so I'm going to add that font. And I'm going to click OK. It's going to add it to my Creative Cloud app. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to try to find another one that would work best for my subheading font. You can either stick with the same family and pick a thinner font version for that, or you can pick something that looks like it might go well with this but not necessarily in the same family. Legibility is important. Think about how small this is going to be on a 2.5 by 5 inch bookmark. You don't want to pick something too thick and you don't want to pick something too thin. You also don't want to get too fancy because it's going to be too hard to read, and this bookmark is for a child, so keep in mind what fonts you're picking. Alright, let's pretend I found my other font and I'm ready to go into my Creative Cloud. I'm going to go over here to my cloud. I'm going to go to the F. The very last font that I added to my family is now here, up here. I'm going to install it into the computer, which means that it's going to be placing it into any Adobe program or app that I need to use typefaces for. Then there's a sample off to the side. We're going to do Command-Shift-4, and I'm going to go ahead and take a screenshot. Click on it and click done. I'm going to go over to my desktop for just one moment, and I'm going to find that screenshot right here. What I'd like you to do is I'd like you to rename it, and we're going to call it heading. Let's pretend this one's going to be used for my subheading. I'm going to rename that as well. There's a very good reason why I'm doing this. When I go into my cloud and I go back to my library, I'm going to add these to my Bookmark assets folder. Oops, that one didn't make it in. Let's grab it again. Okay. And now the names of that file are right below. So now when I go into Photoshop or Illustrator and I'm trying to find that quick font in my library, I know that I chose this one for my heading and I chose this one for my subheading. I'll have a sample of this inside the assignment, but you should see 15 images, you should see 2 different typefaces, and you should see 5 different color schemes. When you're done with that, you're going to take a screenshot and you're going to upload that onto Canvas.